तस्मै श्री नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे भूतैर्महद्भिर्यहिमा पुरो विभु निर्माय शेते यदमुषु पुरुषा भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मका सोऽलङ्कृशेष्ठ भगवान् वचांसि मे श्रीकृष्ण शरणं शरणागतम् कथा अमृतं सतत पिबतं भक्ति वेदांत मार्ग पंथनम सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्न प्रसन्नम सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्न प्रसन्नम. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Matajis. Welcome to the morning Srīmad Bhāgavatam class. This hearing process is most sublime because simply by hearing Krishna Katha and becoming absorbed in it, one can attain all perfection. In Srīmad Bhāgavatam it is said, Ashesha Sanklesha Samam Vidhate Gunanuvada Shravanam Murare. Ashesha means unlimited. Sanklesha means miseries or anarthas. Samam Vidhate. All these are completely destroyed. How? Gunanuvada Shravanam Murare. Simply by hearing the qualities Guna, Nuvadad, and descriptions of his activities. Shravanam, simply by hearing Murare, about Murari, Krishna. And then, what to speak of those devotees who are actively doing devotional service? Kimva punastvat charanarvinde paraga seva ratiratma labdha. Those who have rati, attraction towards saving the charnarvinda, lotus feet of Krishna, then what to speak of their destination? The love they will have for Krishna knows no bounds. And yesterday we were discussing how Krishna actually is maintaining all the three worlds in the material planets and then spiritual planets, which includes Golok Vrindavan. So he maintains the material planets by his external potency, illusory energy, or prakriti, or modes of nature. He maintains the spiritual planets Satvena Yan Mridayate Bhagavan Bhagena by his six bhagas, six opulences. But he maintains Golok Vrindavan and nourishes the inhabitants, both Chara and Achara, moving and non-moving, simply by his sweet love. And when I came across this verse in Chaitanya Charitamritha, Madhurya Prema, that he maintains Palana Poshana, nourishes and maintains by love, then it immediately struck me that how nice it would be to be only maintained and nourished by love. And this is the most sublime thing. So we'll go continuing the detailed description of this most important verse in this chapter. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Would few devotees like to recite this verse? Text number 10, ātmārāmas verse.
I can try, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Sūta uvacha ātmārāmascha munayo nirgranthapryarukrame kurvanti ahetukim bhaktim itham bhuta guno harihi.
The translation, please go.
All different varieties of ātmārāmas, those who take pleasure in ātmā or self-spirit or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kind of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So Shukdev Goswami, this verse is in relation to Shukdev Goswami, because the question has been asked by Saunaka sage that if Shukdev Goswami was ātmārāmas, self-satisfied, and already absorbed in realization of the impersonal feature of the absolute truth, Brahman realization, then what was the need for him to undergo the difficult study of this scripture, Srīmad Bhāgavatam? And in relation to that, this verse is spoken straight away by Sūta Gosvāmī, that no matter who the personality is, different grades of ātmārāmas, they are attracted to the pure, selfless devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Jamadagni Prabhu, would you like to continue reading where we left off? I think according to Sanskrit verbal arrangement. Yeah.
According to Sanskrit verbal arrangement, kurvanti refers to doing things for someone else. Therefore, it means that ātmārāmas render devotional service unto the Lord, not for personal interest, but for pleasure of the Lord, urukrama.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, kurvanti is a verb, and it is meant to do something active. So, devotional service is an active principle. We can never tire or get bored in this endeavor of trying to satisfy Krishna selflessly, doing something for Krishna. So much is to be done. So, kurvanti, it is not sitting on a couch philosophy. It is an active philosophy. Therefore, we find devotees are very active. Even to their old age, when devotees, they come out to do devotional service, somehow or the other, they gain this burst of energy. And it appears that they have an energy of a 19-year-old, 25-year-old. I remember Kadam Kanan Maharaj was telling once that His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, one of the foremost disciples of Srila Prabhupada, he was a scholar, he was a scientist, and he established the Bhaktivedanta Institute of Science in Juhu, Mumbai. And he was a great kirtan leader at the same time. But when he aged, he was very old. He would hold a stick, walking stick on his hand and walk slowly. However, when he walked into a kirtan, he would hand over the stick to someone and he would grab the mic and he would just become straight and start leading kirtan. I remember I was very fortunate to hear his kirtan live when I was in Singapore. And the kirtan went on for 1 hour. It was supposed to go for 1 hour. It went for 2, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And it was such a joyous occasion. And then when the kirtan ends, he hands over the mic and takes his walking stick again, and then becomes absorbed internally in Krishna. So this principle of kurvanti, we have to do something for Krishna. It is not a once in a week event that we come to the temple and give our attendance. No, day in and day out, we have to do something worthwhile for the Supreme Person whom we love. Therefore, this word is used, kurvanti ahaitukim bhaktim. Kurvanti. We have to do something. How can we not do something for Krishna when Krishna is giving so much nourishment and so much pleasure for us? Any comments, Prabhus or Matajis? Yes, Prabhu, please go on.
Hetu means causal. There are many causes for one's sense satisfaction, and they can be chiefly classified as material enjoyment, mystic powers and liberation, which are generally desired by progressive persons. As far as material enjoyments are concerned, they are innumerable, and the materialists are eager to increase them more and more because they are under the illusory energy. There is no end to this list, no end to the list of material enjoyments, nor can anyone in the material universe have all of them. As far as mystic powers are concerned, they are 8 in all, such as to become the minutest in form, to become weightless, to have anything one desires, to lord it over the material nature, to control other living beings, to throw earthly globes in outer space, etc. These mystic powers are mentioned in the Bhāgavatam. The forms of liberation are 5 in number. Therefore, unalloyed devotion means service to the Lord without desire of the above mentioned personal benefit. And the powerful personality of Godhead Sri Krishna can be fully satisfied by such unalloyed devotees, free from all sorts of desires for personal benefits. Should I continue, Prabhu?
Ahituki. Ahituki means without any motive. So within the word ahituki, hetu is there. Hetu means causal, meaning the reason behind a person's action. So kurvanti ahituki or kurvanti hetu. For what reason we are doing this? Basically, that's the question. So they are chiefly classified as the reason behind a person's endeavor, being 3: bhukti, material enjoyment; siddhi, perfection of yoga mystic process; and thirdly, mukti, liberation. Bhukti, siddhi, mukti. And then there is different categorization of the number of these bhakti. Basically, it's unlimited. There can not be enough desires to satisfy one. I remember this is, I think I was 24 years of age or something. I said to one devotee, I just have one last desire. And he said to me, Prabhu, there's no such thing as one last desire. Either you have unlimited desire or you have no material desire. But there is never one last desire, because one desire leads to another desire. And in that way, it's unlimited. And in material world, material desires can never be fully satisfied. Because if it's satisfied, then there is greed, there is more desire. If it is unsatisfied, there is anger, and the process of fall down starts. And then there is mystic yoga, basically 8 kinds of perfection. is achieved in there. And then there is mukti. There's 5 kinds of liberation we can understand from Srīmad Bhāgavatam. However, it is mentioned bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakali, ashant. All this will not give us peace and satisfaction. What will give us peace and satisfaction? Krishna bhakti nishkam, athaiva eva shanta. Only devotional service unto Krishna, when it is ahetuki, without any cause, just for the reason of satisfying Krishna, it is done, then that will give us peace and satisfaction. So this is here what Prabhupada mentions in the purport. Therefore, unalloyed devotion means service to Lord without desire for the above mentioned personal benefits. And the powerful personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, can be fully satisfied by such unalloyed devotees, free from all sorts of desires and personal benefit. The past time in Dwarka, when Krishna had the transcendental headache, and he told Narad Muni that if I get a dust of the lotus feet of my pure devotee on my head, then that headache will subside. And long story short, Narad Muni went everywhere, asked for everyone, including the queens of Dwarka, but no one was willing to give the dust of their lotus feet, because it is the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord that we put on our heads, not the dust of our feet. The result is we would go to hell. But when Narad Muni proposed the same to the gopis, each one came forward with buckets of dust. And they said, you please give, please give. Narad Muni then gave them the knowledge that you know what this means, that you will go to hell if dust of your feet is put on Lord's head. But the gopis, they said, but Krishna's headache will subside, isn't it? If Krishna's headache subsides, we are eternally prepared to stay in hell. So the only object behind Kurvanti, every action of a pure devotee, is the Lord's satisfaction. And the Lord becomes the property of such devotees. Please go ahead, Prabhu, to continue the paper.
Unalloyed devotional service of the Lord progresses in different stages. Practice of devotional service in the material field is of 81 different qualities. And above such activities is the transcendental practice of devotional service, which is one and is called sadhana bhakti. When unalloyed practice of sadhana bhakti is matured into transcendental love of the Lord, the transcendental loving service of the Lord begins gradually developing into 9 progressive stages of loving service under the headings of attachment, love, affection, feelings, affinity, adherence, following, ecstasy, and intense feeling of separation.
Thank you,
attachment.
Prabhuji.
Sure.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, unalloyed devotional service of the Lord progresses in different stages. So there's various degrees of devotional service in various stages. So practice of devotional service in material field, meaning that we are not free from the modes of nature, that is of 81 different qualities. What does that mean? It means that the modes of nature, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna, are there. But they are not only the 3 modes, they are different combinations and permutations of these modes at various times. So 3 modes times 3 modes give 9. 9 times 9 give 81. So there are 81 different combinations and permutations of different modes of devotional service that we are doing in this material world. As long as we are subjugated to these 3 modes. But we know that once we achieve perfection, then we transcend the 3 modes. So until then, our devotional service may not be perfect. And then it is said, above such activities is the transcendental practice of devotional service, which is one and is called sadhana bhakti. However, even though in the material world, if we strictly follow the principles of sadhana bhakti, means following the rules and regulations as per laid down by the Guru Parampara system, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Moi Savadhana Mate. Savadhana Mate has been very carefully translated as with care and attention and meticulously we follow the instructions of our preeminent ISKCON Acharya Srila Prabhupada as to how to do devotional service, then we do not come under that 81 different categories of devotional service in material field. And when unalloyed practice of sadhana bhakti is matured into transcendental love for Lord, the transcendental loving service of the Lord begins gradually developing into 9 progressive stages of loving service. And in Chaitanya Charitamritha, very nicely Srila Prabhupada explains the different varieties of this prema bhakti. So they are rati, rati means attraction. They are prema, prema means love. Then there is pranaya, there is sneha, sneha means affection. And there is mana, mana means adverse feelings that one even can chastise Krishna in such such a feeling. And then sorry, I've lost that part. In any case, there are these 9 different varieties. So love, affection, feelings, affinity, adherence, following, ecstasy, and intense feeling of separation. So all these, at the perfect stage, they actually nourish the devotees and they bring the Lord under the control of the devotee. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Prabhu, I've got a question.
Yes.
Is there any parallel between these feelings and the 9 stages of devotional service? Shraddha, Sadhusanga, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha
Yes, Prabhuji. So from the stage of, it is said, actually the real devotional service start from the stage of anartha nivritti, then it comes nishtha. Nishtha means steadiness in devotional service, and ruchi. So you can say that from that stage onwards, these, what is mentioned here, rati, sneha, prema, bhava, mana, all those then fall within subcategory of each one. And we can probably at some time look at Chaitanya Charitamrita to know the exact details of when it happens.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you.
Anyone has any questions or comments? If you want to know more about, the detailed explanation Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives on this verse, ātmārāmas verse, you can go to Madya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamritha and look at chapter 24. This gives the detailed explanations of, the 64 different explanations that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives on this verse. So it's 7 o'clock now. Does anyone have any other questions or comments? Okay. So we'll take a rest now. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Granthra Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.